And then Mr. Gopher, P-Bro, and actual quarter. That's 25 cents, y'all, on the side of Wichita State.
It is 1/4 or 1 fraction, 1/4, if you need a number for that. But yeah, I believe actual quarter is a new player for Wichita State, definitely making their debut today in the scene. And so far, you know, just a little bit of back and forth action. I think both teams are just trying to feel each other out right now, seeing what they got both offensively and defensively. Right now, they're each getting a taste of the defensive end, except right over there has Pibro 3 scores for Wichita State.
Yeah, Beetle coming out on this one. Perfect hit across midfield. No defenders back for this to even see anything coming. What's up?
I was just saying, that was a nice long distance goal right there from Pibro. That's enough said right there.
There you go. I feel like, I mean, I know the actual influence, but just because it kind of looks like that bubble windshield, we're gonna leave it on that. That like the shots like that was because the front rounded windshield, or at least aesthetically.
Exactly. I mean, you don't see a car driving like that in public.
This is true. Perhaps there is a reason. Perhaps there is a reason. Shout out to actual cars now in Rocket League, right? The Aston Martin. Like how classy, how classy. P-Bro with a shot to the middle right here. Almost doing a rendition of what we just saw earlier. So yes, Wichita State is up 1-0 right now, but this has been a very competitive game. Early shots going to frequently yield early goals. That's just all that we're looking at right now. 90 seconds in, a typical low-scoring affair. Mr. Gopher playing this one against the corner, South Beach.
Yeah, I was going to say Jacob had a great save on the end for William and Mary. I mean, that ball looks like plain clean as day going into their goal, but out of nowhere, here comes Jacob making a stop.
Fair enough. Offensive, defensive performances both showing up on both sides of this pitch. There's to the middle, just a little bit too high. Just a little bit too high. P-Bro, really been the offensive man for Wichita State so far, right?
Yeah, taking all their shots so far. That's probably, I believe that's his third shot of the game. So first one obviously made it in, second one was blocked, and then this one just a little too high above the goal. Now it looks like William and Mary's trying to make something happen on their side of the ball.
Yeah, so, but obviously we don't have the counter. I would love to have the time of the possession counter, but we do not have that. If I had to guesstimate, or a gambling man, I'd put my money on this being pretty dead even. Like right now, Wichita State is getting the offense against them, and the way Jacob Legacy and Dolphin.mp4 have kept this up for quite a while, just simply shows their prominence again on both sides of this field. Legacy to the corner, bottom hit to pop this one up. No real effect for anyone on that one. Dolphin MP4 tries to swim up this one. Not going to happen so easily. Jacob and the side of William and Mary have learned their lesson about having a player in the back position.
Exactly. Just a lot of back and forth action coming across. 2 minutes left to play. Even though William Mary is down, they still have plenty of time to get a goal if they just start to get more pressure on the offense. And that almost looks like the answer right there, except Mr. Gopher came in and said, not in my house. Not allowing any balls in their goal.
Absolutely not. Not here. They got to protect the house. Mr. Gopher does it. Dolphin tries to get a hand on this one. Does so far. An actual stop by actual quarter in the middle right here. Setting this one up. Legacy misses it. Just a little bit too high again. That has been the bane of this William and Mary squad so far.
Exactly. And you know, great demo from Dolphin, or I believe that was actual quarter actually. But yeah, definitely we're seeing a lot of missed shots, but mainly from both teams. Sorry for jinxing you, Mr. Porter, but Mr. Gopher's going to get that shot, proving me wrong.
Yep, classic caster's curse. I mean, when you set these up like this, it's going to happen eventually. Second shot in is the one that is true. Mr. Gopher kind of getting tangled up on the left side, breaking axles or whatever you want to call it. And getting on a Legacy with the actual Luigi truck. I love it.
Exactly. He must be playing on the Nintendo Switch. I believe that is one of the defaults. And how do I know that? Because I play Rocket League on the Switch.
Oh, admitting that publicly. Imagine if this was broadcasted to the public.
Right.
For all of time.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've also started playing it on the Xbox because you do get the Halo Warthog skin if you play it on the Xbox.
Yes, and that is one that holds true to my heart. Bam! Right to the middle. Actual quarter says no go. Locks this one out. Flips it out. Makes it a non-issue. Solid hit from Peepro as well. This is sitting up a William Mary or Wichita State offense all day until Dolphin has something to say about this. Really fast out. Jacob's in a good position until Peepro gets up, kind of conflates the play. 15 seconds left or so. Still technically time, but yeah, this is really fighting against William Mary right now.
Yeah, all WSU has to do is just play that keep away defense for the final 5 seconds of this game right here. And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Wichita State, their lossless season stops right now. Last week, they failed to pick up a game. They're -3 coming in this. Again, it's just week 2, but still.
It's all good, yeah.
Yeah, and William Mary now dropping a game, so that's the real narrative to be shouted about right now. Taking to the numbers, South Beach. Let's talk about the numbers. The numbers, Mason.
Yes, exactly. We have obviously what I like to look at first is the amount of shots taken, and you can definitely see Wichita State. You don't have to do math to know that Wichita State definitely has more shots than William and Mary. I mean, combined, William and Mary has 4, and Wichita State has double that. So if I'm William and Mary, you gotta get that number up. But also, one thing to note, Jacob had all 3 saves on the William and Mary side, so he's been getting it done on the defensive end. That's why he's leading his team with the score of William and Mary. But right now, you just got to get more offensive pressure. 4 shots is not going to win you a game. Obviously, if you double that like Wichita State did, you're going to improve your chances a little bit better.
Yeah, just first half of this game seeming like it was a lot more just like even keeled when it came to time of possession and amount of shots on goal. And that definitely became anything but a fact towards the end of this first game. Again, best of 5, plenty of opportunity, at least 2 more games. And with that as well. So obviously, William Mary drops the first game. They also put up their first donut, their first goose egg,
Yep.
first 0, nothing in a game
Exactly.
of Rocket League in the EGF season. Here, what is fall
And
season 21.
yeah, and you don't want that to happen if you're William and Mary. So right now they just have to regroup. This is only game 1, like you said before, so plenty of time to get your act together right now. But right now, as we just kicked off, it looks like Mr. Gopher and Wichita State are trying to make an early lead as they get the ball on that side first.
Back to the corners here. Dolphin. Nope, just a little bit out of the outside. Just a little bit outside. I forget which baseball commentator that was. Mr. Gopher. Back to the middle right here. Dolphin kind of joining in now, rotating. This is smart. Yeah, that's just smart for Legacy to pick this one up.
Yeah, if you don't want to be too fancy at all. Like, the point of Rocket League is just to win games. Don't try to be flashy whatsoever. Don't try to make a fancy Rocket League move like you can in soccer and basketball and all those sports. Just play the game, just score. You'll be fine. You just pick up the win.
Is that the John Madden commentary coming out?
So
what you got to do in the game?
It might be.
What you got to do in the game
It's
is just simply score more points. You got to score more points than your opponents. Jacob, exemplifying that.
Exactly. Jacob definitely took advice from John Madden right there. Nice little rebound, I believe, from himself off the backboard, and then just matriculates the ball into the goal. That's a little Hank Stram, even though he's a coach.
There you go. Oh wait, he's a coach for the squad?
No. This is back in the 60s. He coached the Kansas City Chiefs.
Sorry. I thought you were talking about one of those players. I must have missed that. Sorry about that.
Oh no, it's all good. They might have a coach named Stram. I'm probably like 99% sure they don't though.
Okay. I think logistics are like probability-wise is probably pretty low.
Yeah, especially since the coach I talked about passed away a long time ago now.
How awesome would it be? Maybe one day we'll get that. Coaches that transfer their skills and coaching NFL teams, the highest tier of the professional American Football League, I guess. Oh my God, Jacob with a second. What a strike right here. William and Mary. Excuse me, I'm talking about all kinds of random fanciness. I'm waxing philosophical over here, South Beach. Jacob, out here putting on a clinic. That doesn't get more centered if he tried.
Exactly. He was the defensive hero last game with the 3 saves. Now he's got both goals for this game, and he's looking to try to increase that number even more. Right now, William and Mary, it looks like they're flipping the script right now, try to get to work.
Everybody kind of temporarily treating that ball like a live hand grenade and just getting away as quickly as possible. That usually doesn't happen in early game, right? Like, just goes wide to the
Oh my
left
goodness.
side. Legacy. I'm not going to call this gifted by any means. We're going to call this earned. Beautiful stuff as Dolphin just
Whoa.
sets this up perfectly. And Legacy going to be the majestic animal looking.
That's just, great driving from Dolphin. If you could drive upside down from the top of the arena and pass it to your teammate for an incredible wide open score, I say you're a pretty good driver in Rocket League. Probably in real life too, but already just a 3-0 lead for William and Mary. This is what they needed.
I am unsure how good one's skills in Rocket League would translate to driving a real car in real life. I feel like EGF needs to clarify that.
Yeah, true. Better than Grand Theft Auto, I gotta say that.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh, just outside halftime, we are looking at a completely different narrative right now, South Beach. It's 2-0 in Wichita State the first. Goose Egg put up from William Mary, their first of this season. Perhaps their only.
Oh
And
my
Jacob
goodness.
and Legacy have been putting on a fantastic performance when it comes to mid-air, mid-goal, on-point shots. And that was actual quarter doing just the same thing.
Yeah, and you could tell from that early pressure right there, Legacy saw the ball coming his way, and then I think he got off a demo, and he tried to turn around to try to score, just couldn't get it in time, so the ball's just going to keep rolling back and forth into both teams. This could be a wide open shot, but it's not, except for Pibro 3. Let's say I was talking about Pibro 3.
Yeah, no, we'll get it. I'll buy it. Well, yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm just kind of like flabbergasted, man. I gotta say, there's been this game, whereas, whereas the previous game was wrought of like really solid shots that were earned all day long. I shouldn't say earned because that makes it sound like these weren't, but these just been very surprising goals so far. Like just like absolute, just like that, just absolute gymnastics by these players, dude.
Yeah, definitely a lot of great aerial movement from both teams, as a matter of fact, and just the nice ballerina moves from actual quarter up in the air to just shoot that ball. That was a great ball control right there. Wichita State, they're just down by 1 and still plenty of time left to try to even things out.
Yeah, plenty of time. About 90 seconds or so. Dolphin trying to put this one around, not going to get it past Pibro, not today, at least not right now. Actual quarter coming up to him, missing it. A solid pop, but that almost sets up Dolphin perfectly until the defenders force the hand. He has to get up in the middle of it, and just like that, Pibro putting this one to the offense. Dolphin, weak hit. Much more solid hit on the end. Again, forcing the hand of the defender there. Dolphin up just a little bit too high. Legacy is there and just a little bit too high again. Offense now going the other way, but Dolphin's got a handle on this one. Kind of stems the bleeding for right now. Gets it past one. Both players are back, though, as the offensive position was not fully assumed from Wichita State. Smart move from them, honestly.
Exactly, and now we're just under 1 minute left to play, and it's just been kind of back and forth on defense. Mr. Gopher ties it up. My goodness, a little bit of a defensive breakdown from William and Mary.
A new lease on life now purchased here for Wichita State. They started this game until, what, halftime? Scoreless? Down 3-0? It's just been a game of absolute runs here for both teams. Game 1 there with Wichita State. The first half of this game 2 was William Mary. Now it's looking Wichita State again.
And basically, it's not like William and Mary hasn't got off the pressure. They've been focused on offense. And speaking of offense, now Wichita State has the lead. And what are the chances we're going to get an exciting overtime now?
Look at this actual quarter. I love the evenness of the 100 kilometers per hour. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Shout out to Paz for having the correct units of measurement. I believe Paz is from Europe, so it'd kind of be weird if he had miles, but still.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I didn't
Canada.
have miles.
Canada, my bad. Still would be not from the only. Oh my! Let me slow down. We'll talk about that later. 0-3 turns into 3-3, turns into 4-3, turns into 4-4.
And it was a dunk from Dolphin. Just amazing speed to get the ball to the other side. I believe got his own rebound off the backboard and just alley-ooped it to himself.
Oh,
Oh my goodness,
oh,
Lexi, he was not ready. He was not ready. I don't understand what he saw the ball. He's like,
this just...
okay, it's fine. But then Mr. Gopher from the air again, and he just beats Legacy.
Frame difference for Legacy. If he gets there, like if that reaction, that jump up, the boost, everything else is a little bit slower, he blocks this one out, and we'd basically be in an overtime situation, sudden death, as of right now. Going back to it, though. 6 seconds or so. This game is not over until this hits 0, or until the ball hits the ground, or William...
Or if it's... No!
Oh, man. Another 2 seconds
close.
added on this game, we would have seen an overtime situation. But whereas we see South Beach, a 2-0, not beatdown, but significant win from Wichita State, a shutout from William & Mary, we get a 5-4 barn burner in game number 2. 9 scores total in the second, 2 scores total in the first. Who would have guessed it?
Exactly. And if you see the scores, they're basically, you do the math, that was the exact same shot total from both teams. Obviously, Mr. Gopher has the highest score with WSU with 573. That comes with 2 goals, 1 save, and 2 shots. So he's been definitely getting it done for the offensive side of Wichita State. That was actually mostly a team effort, though. It wasn't just one guy scoring. And that's the same for both teams. At first, it was Jacob popping off all the shots. Then Dolphin gets in the action, Legacy as well. But then with WSU, you know, Pibro kicks things off first as he did, and then Mr. Gopher gets going. Actual Quarter has a couple assists right there, and then he gets on the board as well. So definitely just an all-around team effort from both teams.
Seriously, this doesn't happen outside of clear, concise communications, as well as game plans. It seemed like they were abandoned. It kind of started out in game 1, and then it just seemed like literally the second game was also like the tale of two halves. The first game, or the first little bit, just obviously more dominant performance from William & Mary, and then just multiple things that just changed. Is that what you saw as well, South Beach?
That is exactly what I saw. Just clean communication from both teams. And a little bit of a factor from that is I believe both schools are actually playing in the same room finally, or they're playing separately. I'm not quite sure, but definitely when you're finally back together as a team and not having to social distance and all that, being able to play safely and all that, you know, communication gets well, and I feel like you just get more energized as a team too.
Oh, yeah.
So
just like the hype factor around being around other players. Obviously, we're certain that they're adhering to their local safety practices. 30 seconds into this one, scoreless so far. Just to clarify, what I meant was that I am pretty sure that Paz is not from the United States of America. That is the only country in the world, from what I understand, that uses the imperial school system, and that's what I meant. It wouldn't make sense for him to live in Canada and use the metric system. Or not use the metric system. You get what I'm saying. This is the most unnecessary clarification in the world. Yeah. 1-0 now for William & Mary.
Look, Legacy scored. That was cool.
Yeah, so Legacy only got 1 last game, correct?
I believe he did. He got 1 or 2. I think he got 1. But he definitely also got it done on the defensive effort right there. And oh my goodness. Almost a shot from WSU. And that's 2 back-to-back saves for William & Mary. They're not allowing that today.
Yeah, none of that tomfoolery in their goal. But first was just a little bit too high. Second was a master class on defense. Rotations in. Offense switched. William & Mary now on the offense. Legacy there. Legacy there all day long. Second shot up. Second shot in. For the man, the myth, the legend. That's Legacy.
And how about the assist from Jacob going off the backboard once again from the air, setting up the ball, perfect dead center for Legacy to make a shot. And now William & Mary's up 2-0 over Wichita State. But really with 3:35 left to play, it doesn't really mean much. WSU's waiting to pounce.
They are. They are. 90 seconds in. I mean, yeah, again, this is the same exact situation we found ourselves in the beginning, first half or so, game number 2. A solid run from William & Mary, and then Wichita State just simply figures it out. We did not mention this. William & Mary is on series point, right? They dropped this, like obviously they're up right now, but if they drop 3 goals and then lose, that's it. That'll be a quick 3-0. Even though this has been decided by 2 goals in the first game and 1 just sliver of a goal in the second game, which really would have been tied up if we literally had gone on for another 2 seconds. Like if this game for whatever reason started at 5:02, we might still be watching that second game.
Exactly. Yeah, they're definitely trying not to be swept in this game after sweeping their opponent last week. They don't want to know the feeling they had last week, so they're trying to stay alive as best as they can, which for the most part has been really good. We saw Legacy pop off for 2 shots in this game. Really just a great team effort, and the defense looks like, especially in that last possession, was all spaced out.
Whoa.
That looks gonna be blocked.
Okay, so it was very, very fancy, but at the end of the day, P-Bro literally just sticks to the basics, right? And just, that's like that Indiana Jones scene with the Master Swordsman who comes out and he like flips his sword 1,000 times, and Indiana Jones just kind of keeps it basic, pulls out his revolver and shoots him. Yeah, like exactly.
And fun fact, that scene was actually improvised by Harrison Ford. Kept it simple.
Really?
Oh yeah.
How ingenious. How ingenious.
Some of the best scenes in Hollywood are all improv, I gotta say.
Huh. How interesting. I've done some work on like, you know, stand-in, like, background work and stuff like that, and gotten to see actual actors, like, improvise and stuff, and it really is a treat. It really is the performance of an art, like this Rocket League game that we're seeing before us. How's that for bringing it back, right?
There you go. Yeah, exactly. 2 teams mastering their craft right there, as an actor masters their craft as well. And that was a masterful save from Pibro, just clinging to the edge of the post. This could be a wide open shot. No, it just hits the ledge. Not gonna happen.
Ledge, just a little bit too far. Been there myself. I can guarantee it. 1 minute, 10 seconds left. Wichita State staring down the barrel of a 0 performance, a goose egg from them. How interesting would that be if we see game 1 go 2-0 for Wichita State, we see game 3 go 2-0 for William and Mary, and the game in between that game number 2 is just a bloodbath with decided by a goal. We'd obviously be getting extra Rocket League too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. That increases our paycheck. That's for certain. That's what I like. But at the same time, we get to see some really good D1 collegiate Rocket League players digging it out. But right now, Wichita State needs 2 goals in about 30 seconds to just shut it out, which seems a little bit unlikely.
Corner down, Pibro suffering to one of the. Jacob had a solid little opportunity right there with action. Look at the fan out. As it is, 12 seconds separates Wichita State from. Never mind. There you go, Mr. Gopher. They do not want to live in that reality. Back to the situation where William Mary drops 1 goal, Nary 2. That'd be it. Game number 3.
Exactly. Great movement from Mr. Gopher, controlling the ball on one side from the right and then quickly switching over to the left to take the shot. So now 9 seconds left. See if something can happen for Wichita State to tie it. Not going to happen.
There you go. Jacob and the rest of William and Mary slams down another one, and pretty much, I think we can say this, guarantees this game number 3. Wichita State also going to deny the goose egg. Not laying that here, not today.
You know, that's the good news for Wichita State. They at least got 1 point off, but definitely need to improve all that offense. They need to bring it back from what they had the last couple of games. That could be interesting. Nah.
The volleyball situation at the end always, it always gets me. William Mary striking back. Not going to go so quietly into this night if they are going to go.
Exactly.
We're looking at taking it back to the numbers here at South Beach.
Yep, and it looks like pretty much Mr. Gopher had the highest score out of both teams, but it wasn't enough for literally everyone in William and Mary were in the 300s, all above between 315, 346, and 382. But Mr. Gopher definitely trying to make a case for the MVP race right there in the entire series, you know, with 3 shots, 2 saves, no assists, but a goal. But you definitely got to get more offensive pressure. You can't let Mr. Gopher carry the load if you're Wichita State. You got to all collectively try to make something happen. That's what happened in the last game when you guys all came together. they were able to pop off and drop what 5 goals
Yeah.
that last game, take the win. So they just need to step up that offensive pressure and get back to work.
Yeah. If we quantify games by kind of what the score says, like the total score, like obviously like 1 or 2 scores is relatively low scoring game. I would say 3 is maybe like in the middle, but once you hit like 4 or 5, even 6, that's like maybe moderately, like a 4-2, 3-3 performance. Really above 6 though, you're talking about a high scoring performance, and we have literally had a low scoring followed by a high scoring followed by a medium scoring performance. What we
Yep,
will see in game number 4, I am wrought to tell.
exactly. Hopefully we didn't jinx it, and it's just goose eggs until overtime.
Yeah, 20
That's,
minutes of overtime, right? I think 18
yeah,
minutes and 18 and a half minutes is technically the longest I've ever done.
I am so sorry to hear that. That must have been awful.
It,
But no
it
goose
was one
eggs
of
gonna
those
happen.
things like because it's sudden death. It's like oh my god, and then 18 minutes later, I just want it to end. That is not where we're at. That is not where we're at right now. 21 seconds in, William Mary is striking first. It
Exactly.
is worth noting to say that Wichita State has won in every game that they scored first, and William Mary has won in every game that they scored first. So wait, no.
No,
Is
I
that
think
right?
William and Mary
Yeah, because
scored
William
in
Mary
game
scored first in
2.
game 2. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Sorry. That's why we have color casters, people. That's why we have color casters.
that I try.
Thank you. I
I
appreciate
see.
you.
I do the best, but right now, approaching 4:15 left to play, it looks like William and Mary almost scored, catching the WC defense off guard a little bit. So we need to get more clear balls for Wichita State, and that one is going to do just fine for Wichita State.
Ooh, Legacy again. Legacy has gotten some great aerial plays, but when it comes down to taking it like basically not out of the air and running down the middle with it, trying to get players or trying to get past players or more, a lot of his angles just straight up gotten dunked against. Like there's just been nothing that he's gotten, it seems, outside of the air and outside of these like crazy, insane like aerial plays. So see how that happens. Obviously, it's way harder to get something down on the ground. If you're capable of doing the aerial stuff, I am not in any way, shape, or form. You could watch 5 seconds of this game and see 10,000 things these players can do that I can't.
Exactly.
Like
They
that.
can be pretty. Yeah, a good score from the actual quarter right there to just even things up. Mr. Gopher take the assist from the air. Nice couple
Okay.
bounces, and
I
then
take it
just
back. I could do that. I could do that right there. But the aerial stuff that he got there with, no. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. The assist you couldn't do. The goal you can.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all good. Yeah,
Exactly.
I rather get goals too.
There you go. That's how I'll take it. That's how you spin a negative into a positive. And that is what we do as casters, I suppose.
Exactly.
311. A great band, and the amount of time we have left on this block. 1-1 to completely tied up. Again, we had very little prediction-wise coming into this game, as we have seen literally everything across the gamut.
Exactly. This game definitely can go either way. It's been back and forth so far. Just a little bit of offensive action with 1-1, but it has been mostly a defensive slugfest from both these teams, not letting each other score as much as they want to. They didn't, but actual quarter says I would like to score either way. So Wichita State will take that lead.
There you go. Up, Wichita State here. 7 seconds outside of halftime. And the members of Wichita State doing well. Taking the numbers for right now. Tied up on shots attempted, actually. William and Mary, 2 from Legacy, 1 from Dolphin, 2 from actual quarter, 1 from Mr. Gopher. Pedro and Jacob both showing up with no offensive performances so far, but we still got halftime.
Oh yeah, they will. I would expect them to pop off anytime soon. Mr. Gopher with the excellent read from the defense. But yeah, definitely not a lot of offensive action until we see actual quarter and Dolphin get on the floor. But right now, William and Mary needs to step up a little bit more on the offensive end if they want to survive.
Ooh, paying for it with their lives right here. Rotations in, and Jacob just reaches out, hits this one away.
Yeah,
And alarm bells going off for the time being. Or
yeah, and
turned
on
off
that
for the time being.
yeah, and just real quick on the previous shot attempt for William and Mary, you saw Dolphin try to take out Pibro, who had the save, but because he knew he was going to be that primary defender, just didn't get there on time on the demo. But that's still really good Rocket League, knowing who's going to be the blocker and try to remove that blocker from the equation.
Times Rocket League is definitely mathematical. Solid shot
Exactly.
to the middle. That is a more easy 1+1 though. Obvious shot to the middle with no rebound capabilities. Gets easily blocked away and pushed towards the middle. Now for the other team to assume the offense. At high levels like this, I'm not trying to be too negative. Again, I cannot do this in any way, shape, or form. But it has to be less forecasted than that. You know what I'm saying? Or at least have to have like a rotation on it, because now this Wichita State College is assuming the offense again after giving it up.
Yeah, they need to figure out a way to get back into offense because right now they're playing a little bit of defense, and I think that's the answer right there. But with under 45 seconds left to play, if I'm William and Mary, you gotta quickly find a shot. Maybe drop 2 on offense, keep 1 on defense so you don't automatically lose this. But just try to figure out a way to find a goal.
Yeah, the kind of keep away, just burn time situation will be where Wichita State is living soon. William Mary has to dump everything in offense right now because losing by 1 is the same as losing by 2, is the same as losing by 10. Solid run out. P-Bro is allowed to get this one first after nobody from William Mary starts to it. 4 seconds to go. Only a score difference of 1. We'll hit volleyball here in just a second. That has started. Out to it. Dolphin keeping this one alive from the side and middle. Then touchdown. That's Wichita State on 3-1 W.
Yeah, and just great all-around performance from Wichita State. It was actual quarter getting both shots and all of that. And look at Pibro winning the MVP for this team. It was all 4 of those saves, getting it done on the defensive side. Didn't have a single shot, but either way, he will take that MVP award for this one game and send Wichita State their first win of this season. So they got to be feeling pretty good about themselves today.
I would be if I was them. William and Mary dropping after a 1-0 or a 3-0 performance in game number 1 in week number 1. That is not the issue, or not the same result here as Wichita State just goes on a tear. They got put down by Delaware last week. Delaware, William and Mary, both very good teams. Wichita State, maybe that's just the difference to week to week performances.
Exactly. They just had a little bit of under the mill luck trying to run into a really, really good Delaware team, but we didn't really see what they were really made of just because the competition was at a super, super high level. But here, Wichita State playing at their highest potential right now. So able to continue, if they're able to continue this on for all season, we could potentially see a deep run this season, possibly playoffs. Yeah, I don't want to quite say
He said
grand
the
finals
word. He
yet.
said the word. He
I
said
said
playoffs.
it.
Playoffs.
I don't know if I want to see I don't want to say grand finals yet. There might be a couple pieces away for that, but that's the same for all teams. You know, it's only 2 weeks in, so we got to see more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We will be following this up. Little interview action. Not Mrs. Gopher, not Baby Gopher. We got Mr. Gopher coming on in here from the nuclear Gopher family to give us interview, a little minute of his time after the game, kind of break this down, talk about what was going through his head, his Gopher head. We'll be back with you guys in just a little break. We just gotta set it up.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons.
And we are back. FBI Tugboat joined with my man South Beach. We got Mr. Gopher. Come on in and give us a little bit of that Gopher brain after the game here. Mr. Gopher, you with us?
Yep, I'm here.
Glad to hear. Glad to hear. My man South Beach is going to ask you a couple questions, then I'll throw it back on to me, and we'll round you out and get you on out of here.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Gopher. Great win today, first win of the season. What do you think really worked well between all three of you guys for you and actual quarter and the third teammate that is in my head that I just can't say his name for some reason, but we all know who he is.
Yep. Third teammate is Pybro, and
Hi, bro.
Hi,
yep,
bro.
Pybro. I think that one of the things we did really well was after each game we kind of broke down what we did wrong and what we could improve on. I think we had really good rotations, and we did a lot of good passing plays, which I think threw the enemy team off a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely saw a lot of good teamwork and some great passes and assists from pretty much everyone on the team right there. Definitely like, especially like in that second game, you guys were down 3-0, and then you guys halfway through the game turned on the fireworks. Is that something you guys pretty much expect a lot in the season, to come back, play from behind, or would you rather like get an early lead and all that stuff?
I think we'd rather get an early lead. Having the extra goals is always nice, and it's always a little daunting trying to get back up once you're 3 down. Yeah, I think that we'd all like the extra goals, and I think we plan on scoring early rather than late. However, this was our debut match for actual quarter. This was his first match, and I think he performed really well.
Awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. And great job from Actual Quarter from his debut match. FBI Tugboat, you got anything else to add on?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got the University of Tennessee and Delaware coming up next. To kind of preface that a little bit, you are obviously playing in last week's performances against University of Delaware and now against William and Mary. I want to ask you about any kind of like key or core differences that came between last week's performance, which was, of course, a sweep. You guys got swept, unfortunately, by that squad, and
Mhm.
now y'all coming back and just really taking it to William and Mary outside of actual quarter. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that we played really well. I think last time that Delaware was just a very dominant team, and we ended up scrambling a lot. I think this time we had a longer warm up period, and we kind of were able to keep our head on our shoulders better. I think we all played very cohesively, and then passing was, I think, our biggest thing that we improved on.
Gotcha. The passing and again, uh, like yeah, and again, Blue Hens just being a very good squad. But now we're gonna get into the spice. All right. So, yes or no? Gotta ask. Do you feel like the result will be the same the next time you play the University of Delaware with actual quarter on the team?
I don't think so. I think we can beat them next time. I think we'll have the practice. We've now seen what we need to get better on. I think we have a lot of room for improvement.
So you think you win? You got to give me a number, man.
Yeah, I think we will. I'm gonna say 3-2 because they are a good team.
I love it. I love it. A long match, but in the end, you hear it from Mr. Gopher himself. The Wichita State will be coming on top of that one. Mr. Gopher, I want to thank you for your time after the game, coming on and to give us a little bit of time, a little bit of slice of that brain.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, University of Tennessee taking on the University of Delaware. That's the Blue Hens. After this, taking on the Vols, the University of Tennessee. FBI tugboat here, South Beach over there. Me and him and Paz will be back with you guys in just a little bit. Don't tune away because we'll take it personally if you do.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too.